So hey guys, and welcome to the third video in our Java tutorial series. And today we are looking at the basic operators in Java. So basically operators are used to perform operations on variables and values. And these operations can be categorized into arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, and logical operators. So without wasting much of the time, let's actually get started. And the first category of operators that we are going to be looking into is the arithmetic operators. So let me just clear out whatever that we had from the previous videos. So in this category of arithmetic operators, we have the most four common operators that can that is available in math. This is the addition operator, subtraction, multiplication, and the division, right? So let's create a variable a. Let's initialize it with 5. Then we have a variable y, b, and just initialize it with 3, right? So now a contains 5 and b contains 3, right? So let's look into the first operator, which is under the category of arithmetic operators, which is the addition. So we can create this variable. Let's contain a variable c, and then let's do this. So you can have a plus b, right? So let me comment this. This is addition, and in addition we use this plus sign, right? We want to add the value of a and the value of b. Right? Let's print out to the screen what we are going to get in the and let's provide the value c, right? Let's run this and see what we are going to get. So you see a contains 5, b contains 3, and here we are saying the variable c is going to take the value of a and the value of b, and after printing it we get 8. As simple as that, right? This is how addition works in Java. So we are not limited to only just adding variables to variables, but we can just add also a value to a variable to say this is a plus, and then probably 117, and after running this, well, 17 plus what, plus 5, you get 22, just like that. All right. So the next operator that we want to look into is the subtraction operator. And to subtract, we need to use subtraction. Here we use the minus sign like this. So let's have a variable, say int what, d is equals to a minus b, like this, and guess what we are going to get if we print this? So we are going to get a minus b, which is 5 minus 3, right? So we should be getting 2. Let's see. Okay, let me just clear out this and run this again, and let's see. We get 2. As simple as that, right? So the other operator that we can look into is the multiplication operator. Multiplication. And to use the multiplication, we use this asterisk. So this we are going to multiply to say a multiplied by b. So from this list I have this, which is e int, like this, and then this is a multiplied by b, like this. So if we print out e, what are we going to get? We're going to get 5 multiplied by 3, which is 5, 10, what, 15, right? That is our value that we need. So here we get 15. We have actually multiplied the value of a and the value of b, right? You're not only just limited to just variables only. Like I said earlier on, you can put 4 here, which is 4 by 3. What is it? I guess 12, if I'm not mistaken, right? So we get 12. So let's go on and look into the division operator. So here is division. We use this slash, right? What is it? Forward slash, backslash, so forward slash, right? If I'm not mistaken. Anyways, so let's go on into something here, right? So firstly, let's do is F allowed? No, I'm not sure. A not by B, like this. So let's do this, right? So a 5 divided by 3, what do we actually get? Let's see if I run this. All right, so you see that the value that we got here is not actually the value that 5 divided by 3 actually gives us. The reason is if we divide 5, all right, firstly, if we divide 5 by 3, right, we're going to get 1 and a remainder, right? But here, the variable f that we have is an integer. Remember that. So it's going to get some arbitrary value to say 1 point something, but then it converts it to an integer. So if after converting into an integer, like it gets 1 only. So whenever you want to do some division, it's wise to put your value like for the variable, like to say the type of the variable to be a double, because when you get values that do have remainders, those values you actually get to be rounded down or up. So if we get this, if you see we get, it's still not that the answer that we need, like the answer that we are actually expecting, right? So look here, we have this, right? A and B are still integers, right? So you need to do a little more extra step to make sure that you get the value that you actually desire, right? So that means one of these variables should be converted to be a double, right? So we are going to be doing something which is known as typecasting, which is changing some variable type to, so the type of a variable, like from another type to another type. So let's just change on A to be a double. So we put these brackets and then double here like this, and then when we run this, look at the output that we are going to get. Okay, we're going to get 1.6666 and so on, right? So this is actually the value that we're looking for. So this is how the division operator looks like. So whenever you want to divide, make sure it's wise to use to change the variable, the data types to a double or maybe a float if the value gets probably larger also. But well, this actually gets to work and actually completes the assignment, right? So the next operator that we're going to be looking into is the division, with the operator which returns the division remainder, which is this operator, which is the modulus, like this one. So what happens is let's actually copy this and paste it down here. So we had so let's do G here. Let's print out G from here. So let's remove this double and let's just get this to be here, and let's run this and see what we are actually going to be getting. You see we get 2.0. So what we have here is, if we divide 5, right, by 3, we get 1, right? But then it's what it does is actually gets to say, okay, it says 1, so then it's 1 times 3. What is the value? It's actually 3, and then it says 5 minus 3, and then we get 2. I think we can actually go on to say this is an integer because it will just remain the value that we need. So like this, and it remains 2, right? So that is how the modulus operator works. It just retains the division remainder. Whenever you do your division, it just does the normal division, but then retains the remainder of that division, right? So the next operator that we need to look into is the increment operator, right? Something like this, right? So you put these two addition signs, right? So we had, this is A, right? And let's do this, A plus plus, like this. See, we do not have any warning here, it's actually valid. Let's go on and print A at this moment and see what we get if we run this. So if you run this, we get 6. So initially A is 5, right? And then when we do this operation, it's A plus plus, right? So what this increment does, it's actually going to be doing an operation like this. A is equals to A plus 1. So A plus plus is actually valid operator which does this, which is A is equals to A plus 1. So just adds 1 to the value, right? So if we have another operator that we can also look into, which is the decrement like this, with these two subtraction signs. So it's just the same as like this one, A minus minus. So if we print A, okay, what are we going to get here? Let's print and see. Okay, we get 5. What happened? We had initially a being 5, right? And then we came here, say a plus plus, we incremented the value, it became 6, and then we had to do this operation which we subtracted 1 from that 6 again, and then it remained 5. So these are operators like a is equals to a minus 1, just like this one. So if we actually comment this out, let's see the value that we get when we run this. Obviously we should get 4 because we have 5 here, and then we did a minus minus, which is equivalent to a is equals to a minus 1. So now we are done with the arithmetic operators in Java, and the next category of operators that we are going to be looking into is the assignment operators. So let me clear out these ones, right? So the assignment operators are used to actually assign values to variables, right? So what do we need to do here first, right? So let's go on to this. The most first common operator, which is from the category of assignment operators, is the equal sign, which means like, okay, let's do this, int x like this, and then we want to assign a value to this variable, right? So let's go on to say x is equals to 6 like this. That means we have actually assigned a value to the variable 6, right? So we can actually change this variable to say, okay, x is equals to 9 from here, wherever that we want, x is equals to 7 like this. So that means we are actually assigning a value to a variable as simple as that, with an equals by the use of the equal sign, right? So there is another operator. So let's go on to here. So this was the equal sign that we had here, right? Let me just clear out this. And then the another operator that we need is the addition assignment operator, which is like this. Addition, and then this assignment is plus equal. So what this does is okay, let's go on to initialize another variable int y, right? Just declaring this. So we need to go on to say y plus equal, let me just do it like this, y plus equal to, right? So what are we going to get? Okay, so firstly y doesn't have a value, so let me just go on to initialize it with 0 like that. So what happens here? This is actually the same as saying y is equals to y plus 2 like this. Let's actually print this out and see what we get after doing this. So we need to print y. Let's run this and see what we get. Okay, now we get 2. So what it does is y is equals to y here was firstly 0, and then we add 2. We get this 2 that we got down here. So this is how the assignment, the addition assignment operator actually works. We have another category, which is another type, sorry, which is the subtraction assignment operator. It actually works the same as this. So I think here let's actually use x, and then let's print x here and see the value that we are going to get. So if we run this, what are we going to get? We are going to get 8. So what happened? What happened here is we declared a variable x, we initialize it to 6, and then also we need to put something like this, which is x minus equal to 2. I don't know why I still had that addition, right? So here we get 4. So what happened is we declared a variable x, say we need a variable called x, right? Then we assigned here a value of 6, and then down here we did something like, which is equivalent to x is equals to x minus 2 like this. You can actually put any value that you need here. You can actually put 7. If we run this, let's see what we actually get, right? We get -1 because it's 6 minus 7, -1 like that. Then we have another operator that we can use here, which is the multiplication assignment operator, which is like this asterisk and the equal sign, right? So it's actually okay, take a moment, pause the video, and actually guess what the value or how this operator actually works. We're going to be alright. I guess you get the answer. So now let's go on to say x like this is equal to then let's say 3, right? So let's actually go on and comment this out, right? So we have, this is 6, right? So this 6, let's run this and see what we get. I need to clear this right? We get 18. This is actually equivalent to say 6, sorry, which is x is equals to x times 3, right? So if we print x down here, we get 18. The other category that we actually going to be looking into, but I won't demonstrate it here, that is our assignment for today. I'll actually go and see what this actually does. Is this the division assignment, right? Which is this and equals 2, and then we have another operator, which is this one, which is the modulus equal to this. So you go on and research on these operators and actually see how they work. I'm not going to demonstrate them here. All right. So the next category of operators that we need to look into are the comparison operators. So these are used to compare actually values, like, or variables, to say are they equal or are they not equal, right? Or are they equal to a certain value, or are they not equal to a certain value, right? Just looking at the conditions to see if the conditions actually true or false, right? So let me actually clear this, and then let's go on to let's initialize another variable to say int a and say equals to 5. Then we have int b is equals to 3, and then let's have int what c is equals to, yeah, let's say 5, right? So in these comparison operators, the first operator that we need to look into is the equal to, right? So we had firstly when we are assigning values, right, to a variable, we said we use the equal sign, right, like this. But if we want to compare the values to see if they are equal, right, we just need to add another equal sign to the operation, right, like this. We use these two equal signs, right? So let's see. Let's go on and type something like this: system.out.println, and then let's do a equal to b. Let's see what we're going to get if we print this. Right, we have false. We said this operator, what it does, it checks the value of 5, a value of a and the value of b, and then it compares to see if these are equal. So is 5 equal to 3? Obviously 5 is not equal to 3, so it returns false. But if say a is equal to c, what are we going to get? Obviously we have to get a true, right? So these values are actually equal. You're not only limited to say compare only variables, but you can actually compare variables to another values like this. So if a is equals to 5, like that one, if you run this, we get true, because a is equals to 5, right? And then we are comparing to see if a is equal to 5. Or you can actually compare actually values like this. 4, is it equal to 5? It is not. We are going to get false like this, right? So the next operator that we need to look into in these comparison operators is the not equal to sign, like this. We use this exclamation mark and this equal sign. So let's go on and okay, I need to just copy this out and put it here, right? So let's have this. So is 4 not equal to 5? Let's see what we are going to get here after running this. After running this, we get true, because we're saying is 4 not equal to 5, right? But if we get something like this, okay, let's have a, right, is not equal to c, and let's run this and see what we get here. We get a false, right? Because a and c contains they both contain a value of 5, And here we are comparing to see if A is not equal to C. That's the reason why we get false, because here we get 5, right? And then here we also get 5. So it's 5 not equal to 5. You see, we actually get 5, right? So well, wait a moment. Here we got this when we are saying we are just comparing identical expressions, right? It's nothing much. So let's go on here and say what else. The next assignment or the next operator that we need to look into is this operator, which is the greater than operator. We use this greater than sign, right? Let's go on. I think I need to copy this like this, and then we use this. So if we run this, what are we going to get? We get a false, right? So what happens is it's going to check if 5 is greater than 5. Well, 5 is not greater than 5, but actually 5 is equal to 5. So we get a false because the value here is not greater than the value here. But if we put B here, we're actually going to get the value of true because 5 is greater than 3. And another operator that we can look into is the less than operator. If I comment out this, go into like this, and then use this one, sorry, like this, what are we going to get if you run this? So A contains 5 and B contains 3. So is 5 less than 3? No. So we get false, right? Speaking of the greater than or less than, these signs, we can actually use them to compare value to see if they're actually greater than or equal to, or actually less than or equal to, like this. So let's go on to say greater than or equal to. So if we go on to say greater than or equal to, and if I say A is greater than or equal to C, it's going to look at the conditions first. Is it greater than to say C, right? Or is it equal to C? So if any of these conditions actually evaluate to say true, or both of them actually evaluate to say true, then we get a true value because 5, firstly 5 is not greater than 5, right? But actually 5 is equal to 5, like that one. So then we get a true, and we can actually go on to say less than, like this, or equal to C. If we run this, what are we going to get? We are going to get true. If we put B here, what are we going to get? Guess the answer. We get false because we're saying 5, right? Is it less than 3? No, it's not less than 3. Okay, is 5 equal to 3? It is not. So we get a false, right? So these are the comparison operators that we looked into in this video. And now let's go on to the next category of operators that we can actually look into, which is the logical operators. Right? So let's go on here and say, so from the logical operators, we have the first one, which is this one. We use these two and signs like. So what we need to do here is, all right, let's go on to initialize this variable. Say int a is equals to 5, right? And then int b is equals to 3, right? So what do we get in here? So if these values are, let's go ahead and type this first. I don't want to confuse many of you right now here. So let's go on to just print out something like this, right? So if A is less than B, let me just type it down, then I will explain. Or A is greater than B, right? Like this. So what this does is it's going to check here. I'm comparing if A is less than B, right? Let me just put this in brackets, and then here on the right side, I'm comparing if A is greater than B. So what this does, it actually returns true if both of these statements are actually true. So if both of these statements actually return true, to say here on the right hand side, on the left hand side like this, if value returned here is true and the value returned also here is actually true, then it returns true. If here we get a false, then it doesn't return a true, it actually returns a false. So both the conditions, the values that we have to be here, we have to be true for the condition to be successful. So let's go on to run this. We have a false. So what happened? Is A less than B? No, we get a false. But is A greater than B? Yes, we get a true. But remember this only if both conditions are true, then we return a value to say true. Hence we get a false. So the next operator that we need to look into is the logical OR, which is like this. These two signs which are here, you can call them probably pipes, I'm not sure. So this is, so let me just write this one down, which is the logical AND. Then this one is actually the logical OR. So what does this actually do? Let's go on to this. So let me remove this and put these two pipes here and actually run this and see what we get. We get it true. Why? So firstly, here the left hand side, right? So the result that we it actually returns a true if any of these values actually gets to be true, right? So if any of these conditions becomes true, then it actually returns a true. But if both are false, it returns a false. If both are true, it returns a true because it needs only at least one condition to be true. So is A less than B? No, right? It's actually false. But is A greater than B? Yes, it's true, right? So it is one condition which is at least true. Then it returns a true. Just as simple as that. And then we have another logical operator that we can actually use, which is the logical NOT. Like this. The logical NOT, which is this exclamation mark. So what this actually does is it reverses the output, like you. Okay, let me just go on to say this. Let me simplify this. So we have something in brackets like this. So and then we have A is greater than B, like this. And then here let's put the exclamation mark. What are we going to get if you run this? Okay, take a moment, pause the video, and actually get to think. Okay, so let's run this and see what we get. We get, all right, let me actually comment out this, and you only need one output here. So if I run this again, we get a false. Okay, so what happened? We have A is greater than B, right? So is 5 greater than B? Yes, it's true. So the value here is a true, right? So then this what it does is it reverses the output. Here we had a true, right? Then it reverses it and it gives a false, just like this. If we came here and say, let's do this, A is less than B, right? So is 5 less than B? No, it's a false. Then we had a false like this. And then this what it does, it reverses this output and then it becomes true, like this. If you run this, we should get a value of true. That is how the logical NOT operator works. So it is false, it returns false if the result is true. And then also the reverse actually is true, to say if it returns a true if the value is false. So with that, I'm actually going to wrap up the video here. Let me know if this video was actually helpful. Your feedback is really important. Let me know down in the comment section. And that has been it for this video. I'll see you in another YouTube video.